Hey guys, welcome to Algebra 2. This is your first lesson. Before you do any lesson on this, I need you to get three things. You need to have paper, pencil, and most importantly, you need to have a graphing calculator. So, if you'd please get those three things, paper, pencil, graphing calculator, pause this video, come back, and we'll get to work. Alright, so, your worksheet, I also want you to pull it up. It looks like this. The directions for how to open up a Word document using Google Classrooms are in this same assignment. So if you haven't pulled this worksheet up, please pull it up. And I'm just going to kind of lead you through how to do this. The first section, evaluate each expression, is pretty easy. This whole thing, you can just type straight in your calculator, okay? And anywhere you see anything that's not a parentheses, we're going to fill it in with a parentheses. So here's how we would type this in our calculator. We'd put a parentheses. Let me show you where parentheses are. That might help us. On the calculator, this is what a graphing calculator looks like. The two parentheses buttons are right here, right above the 8 and the 9. So let's go back here. We'd do parentheses. We would do 2 minus. Now I got another bracket. So instead of that, I'm going to put a parentheses. Then I'd do 3 and another parentheses, and I would do 2 minus 6. Close that parentheses, then a minus 2, parentheses, 8 minus 4, close parentheses, instead of a bracket, do another parentheses, divided by 2, and end with one more parentheses. So, please actually type this in your calculator. Do not wait for me to just give you the answer. I want for you to practice typing this in. If you need to pause it, and see what you get. Alright, I'm about to tell you the answer. So, if you haven't done it, pause it. The answer should be 12. If you did not get 12, I want you to try and type it in again. Anywhere I wrote a parentheses, you need to type a parentheses. Okay? So this will get you through 1 through 4. Very easy. Just keep using parentheses, type it all in your calculator. 5 and 6 are a little bit different. 5 looks like this. If you ever have a fraction, sorry, I should tell you this too. I get to going and I forget. If you ever need to pause the video, pause it and copy the problems down, because sometimes I get going and I forget to tell you guys to do that. So pause the video if you ever need to, so that you can copy problems down. So copy this problem down. All right, here we go. When you have a fraction, you're going to do the entire top and you're going to put an answer here. You're going to do the entire bottom and you're going to put your answer here, and then your very last step is to divide. You cannot type this entire thing in your calculator. It will give you the wrong answer. So let's just type in the top. You're going to type in -2. Now there is a difference between a negative and a minus. Let me show you. To type in -2, the negative button is right down here at the bottom. So you're going to type -2. Okay? So -2, and then a parentheses, and then 29 minus 13. So on top we should get -32. On bottom, there's nothing to work out, so I'm just going to bring this 2 over. So again, work out the entire top, get an answer. Work out the entire bottom, get an answer. And then your last step is to divide, and -32 divided by 2 is -16. So that gets you through number 5. Number 6 is a little bit different, and I want to show you how to do number 6. For number 6, you're going to have to do this whole fraction right here first. So figure out what -8 squared is. Figure out what 5 minus 9 is. Divide them. Okay? Remember, do the whole top, do the whole bottom, then divide them. When you figure out what's inside this pink circle, then you can just type the rest straight in your calculator. Okay? So that's number 6. The middle section of your work looks like this. Copy this down. This is an A for when you're copying it down. That's an A. So pause this, copy all of this down, and then when you come back, we'll solve them. All right, hopefully you got them all copied. So the way this works, we're just plugging in 3 for A. We're going to plug in -5 for B. We're going to plug in -7 for C. So here's how this works. I got 10. Instead of A, I know A is 3. Anytime that I'm plugging things in, I always put them in parentheses. You don't have to, but it's going to make your life easier, and you'll see that on example 2 when I get to example 2. But when I'm ever plugging things in, I always put them in parentheses. So then I'm going to bring down my minus and my 4. Instead of b, I'm going to plug in a -5. So just type it straight in your calculator. 10 parentheses 3 minus 4 parentheses -5. And you should get, do it. I want for you to actually do it. So pause it, do it. The answer is 50. If you didn't get 50, try and type it in again, but that should be your answer. All right, number 2, this is where you're going to see why parentheses helps. So I got 3. Instead of b, I'm going to plug in a -5. The squared is going to go on the outside. Then I have +2. Instead of a, I'm going to plug in a 3. Then I have minus, and c is -7. The reason this is important, if you're ever squaring a negative or doing a negative to any exponent, you have to put it in parentheses. That's the only way your calculator is going to give you the right answer. Here's what I mean. If you just type in -5 squared in your calculator, it's going to give you -25, which is wrong. But if you type in -5 in parentheses squared, it's going to tell you the answer is 25, which is right. So anytime you're doing a negative to an exponent, to a power, put it in parentheses, which you will be doing if you do like I do and just go ahead and put everything you plug in a parentheses. So let's plug this in. 3 parentheses -5 squared. Squared. Let me show you how to do exponents on this calculator. Squared is easy. You can just hit this button right here. It says x squared, and that'll give you a squared. We're going to do a lot of like to the 3rd, to the 4th, to the 5th. So to do that, you're going to use this button right here. It's underneath clear. We call it the caret button. I have no idea why, but that's what we call it. So this will get you an exponent. You'll push this, and then you'll push whatever exponent we want. So if we wanted to the 3rd, we'd type a 3. If we wanted to the 4th, we'd type a 4. Okay, but this button gets you exponents. So anyway, back to this. Plus 2 times 3, and then minus -7. Again, remember the difference between your minus and negative. Your minus is here, your negative is down here at the bottom. Okay, and when you type that in, you should get, type it in, get an answer. It should be 88. If you didn't get 88, try it again. Okay, I need to make sure you know how to do this. And if you still can't get it, get someone at your facility to come help you, or I'll help you start this problem, and I'll help you when I come to your facility. Okay? All right, next up. Let's plug stuff in. So on top, I'm going to have 3 times. B is -5. Minus 4 times C is -7. On bottom, I'm going to have 2 times -5 minus -7 minus 3. Remember, when you have fractions, you got to do the entire top and get an answer, and the entire bottom and get an answer. So I'm going to do 3 times -5 minus 4 times -7. And on top, I get 13. On bottom, 2 times -5 minus -7 minus 3. On bottom, you get 0. Divide them. If you try and type that in, 13 divided by 0, what comes up on your calculator? It should come up with an error because you cannot divide by 0. So when you have 0 in the denominator, there is no solution. You can't do it. It's not possible. So this problem is no solution. So that will get you through 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, that's it for notes. I do want to show you how to do 11, 12, and 13 real quick. For 11, you are going to, well, for all of these actually, you're going to take whatever they give you. So here they're giving us -40, and you're going to plug it in for your variable. So you're going to do 9/5 times -40 plus 32, see what you get. For 12, we're plugging in 6 for both t's. So you're going to do 120 times 6 minus 16 times 6 squared. And for 13, we're plugging in 300. So here and here. So 20 times 300 minus 0.01 times 300 squared minus 240. So if you would please complete this worksheet, turn it in to Google Classrooms, like the directions I have show you how to do. And you've just completed your first lesson. Congratulations. Thanks, y'all.